tell me about yourself and the shoulder pain you were experiencing before we got started. Kind of like, where did you start?
Oh goodness. When I started the program back in the summertime, I had shoulder pain, okay? Similar to, I went through my left shoulder, the whole process, surgery, it feels better, blah blah blah, but then my right shoulder started acting up. And then I had an incident on the river kayaking that I do where I just got in behind myself and I just tweaked it a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I hurt my shoulder again. Okay. And for the first day, it was like I couldn't even use my shoulder. I was like, okay, I'm back doing this again. But then the next day, my shoulder was feeling better and I was using it. I was functional. That didn't happen with my left shoulder. When my left shoulder got hurt, I was down and out for a period of time. So I realized that maybe my shoulder's not as bad as my left one was, but I started searching options besides surgery, and I come across you guys, and I'm like, well, let's give them a call and check it out. And after talking with you, I said, yeah, this sounds pretty good. Let's go for it. So I I put my mind into it that I'm gonna I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna follow this routine. I'm gonna trust this routine. And I did religiously for these past 11 weeks. And there is no doubt that I've gotten stronger, better mobility, more confidence with my shoulder. Even though after being me, I have to know what the hell's going on. I got an MRI, and the MRI is showing my right shoulder worse than my left shoulder ever was. It was worse, which is kind of baffling. How can it be worse, but I'm still functional, you know?
Yeah, I
And
was gonna say, remind me which it said that I think two of the rotator cuff tendons were completely torn.
okay, for some kind of baseline, my left shoulder had a torn supraspinatus with a 14 millimeter retraction. My right shoulder is a torn supraspinatus and infraspinatus with a 3.3 centimeter retraction. And it was probably an older injury, the surgeon said, who looked at it that I had been functional with. I mean, I realized every scenario was different. Okay. And even though this was worse on my right shoulder, I was still functional with it. Um, and that told me that this program can work with you explained to me the redundancy in the muscles and that you start off the program with stretching and learning how to move the bones in a proper way. So I kept all that in my head while I'm doing all this. And we progressed into the bearings and the weight and just to see the progress over these 11 weeks, um, it convinced me that I can move forward without surgery by following this program and believing in the redundancy factor of training these other muscles to compensate for the loss of the rotator cuff muscle.
100%, man. And remind me, how old are you?
65.
And are you out here, like a little old lady, like putting teacups in the cabinet, or what kind of stuff do you do for fun?
Oh my gosh, I'm super active 65-year-old, whitewater kayaking, class 4 5 rapids, mountain biking. I mean, I spent the last 2 weeks on the ground under my truck painting my frame, reaching up with my bad arm, painting the frame, on my back. I mean, um,
Yeah, you're not sitting around.
I found and I'm capable with this supposedly
Yeah, the first shoulder. Yeah.
so it's convincing me that, I can do this. And now I've had conversations with other people too who've gone through this or who are medical professionals that have said, yeah, I've had a torn rotator cuff for 20 years, and I've done PT and have been totally functional out kayaking. A buddy of mine kayaking with me who said he's had a torn rotator cuff for 20 years. I've talked to medical professionals just the other day, a PA, and he says, John, most rotator cuff repairs fail in time, especially one as complicated as my right one would be, where the surgeon told me it's retracted so far that he would have to splice in cadaver tendons to make the rotator cuff reach to get back to where it's supposed to be, which to me, like it's even more chance of failure, splicing in cadaver tendon in. And
Yeah.
the risk of going through all that pain and all that downtime for a process that most likely will fail anyway just wasn't worth it to me.
Yeah.
And this program was my answer. I really truly believe that.
Well, fantastic, man. We love to hear that. We helped a lot of people, and your story is not new to us here. I guess you were like seeing some videos, seeing some different stuff. What ultimately led you to maybe like kind of look at our content and move forward with working with our team here.
What 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 got me started? I mean, what got me started was when I talked to you and you just explained to me the redundancy idea, and that we move into it, slow by the nerves connected to the spine, to your muscles down, from your neck into your shoulder. And I just envisioned all that. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then the exercises, you started off just with the simple chin tuck, you know, or just taking your arm and curving your hand down, you know. And I'm really amazed that only, 4 exercises a day, 10 reps, 2 sets of 10 reps. That's nothing, you know, but it's so effective. And as time went on, I really started believing in it more. And
Yeah, you got some positive momentum as we were working together.
and I'm like, whoa, check this out. This is really working. Let's run with this, you know?
Yeah, and it's not only you who noticed the difference. I think you said your girlfriend was noticing difference too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My shoulder's messed up. I need to get it fixed. I'm gonna follow this routine. I've combined it with other healthy aspects like crunches, sit-ups, stretching, some yoga into this program, and I'm getting benefits from that as well. My waistline is getting smaller. I'm losing some weight. Um, I'm just feeling all around better. You know, not
It's good, man.
physically, but mentally too. So it's
Yeah,
been a win-win. I mean, this
absolutely.
has been a win-win for me.
Yeah, and like doing the I know you were maybe trying to figure out like doing the online versus the in person. How did you kind of find like working with us remotely? How'd that kind of go for you?
I found you guys on Instagram. I was just scrolling Instagram and the algorithm, I started looking at shoulders, because I'm going through some shoulder pain and, wondering what the hell I'm going to do. And you just popped up and I come across you. I'm like, well, check this out. They got positive energy. They say they can fix my shoulder without surgery. I'm like, really? Okay, let's shit into this. So, at first I was like, it's Instagram. Okay, it's probably a scam you know. So I said, well, let's Google these guys. So I Googled you, and there you were. Here's your business in Denver, Colorado.
We are.
And I'm like, well, check this out. This is legit. So then I went to LinkedIn, and there's you, and there's Joey on LinkedIn. And I'm like, well, this is for real. These guys are real.
Yep.
Let's get a call. So I reached out to you, our assessment call, that first assessment call, you said it's gonna be $97. I'm like, okay, that's $97. Let's see what he says. So we went through some motions and everything, and you picked up on I think what really hooked me and what hooked me was you just picked up on that I was an active 65-year-old. I told you I whitewater kayaked and that, it's real important for me to get my shoulder fixed. And you picked up on that and you said, look, you have the will, you have the health and strength to be able to do this. This is what we can do for you. And I'm like, cool. Let's run. Let's go with it. I have
Let's do it.
I have no regrets on the program at all.
Great, man. I love that.
I,
And
I
and I guess for you, like, how did you feel with, like, the support and the communication and the guidance kinda throughout the process?
You were there for me. Um, Always giving me good advice, inspiration. Um, when it came down to me asking you, should I do surgery or not at this one point when I got the MRI and everything, you know, it wasn't your place to say yes or no. That was my decision. And you guided me with some knowledge about it without saying, no, you don't have to do the surgery. Or yes, you should probably get the surgery. You just gave me some information that I could take myself and make my own decision, which I did with a lot of different people. I mean, I was doing it with friends and
Yeah.
doctors and people who've been through this and all kind of stuff. No, no, I feel the program was really good. It was right on the money. Your advice, your support, the exercises.
Cool, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're very blessed. Just doing this 7 days a week, we've been able to get good results for our clients there. I guess for you, what would you maybe tell someone who's hesitant about doing like an online shoulder program? What would you maybe say to them?
I've had this conversation. A lot of people go online, virtual. I'm like, yeah. I said, I was a little skeptical at first, but I really like the freedom of being able to buy time. When I went through my left shoulder, I had to book an appointment. Okay. I'm a tractor trailer driver. I'm on the road. I'm gone. I'm active. It was a 45-minute drive away. Um, if I missed an appointment, I would have to reschedule, and then maybe it might be 2, 3 weeks down the road. Here, I'm getting my exercises sent every day. I could do them on my time, like in the morning, or I could do them 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever fit my schedule for that day, just as long as I got it done every day. And I really feel that the virtual idea gave me that freedom to do that, getting that weekly advice, that weekly inspiration. So
Yep, keep you going, keep
I'm
you
a fan.
going.
I'm a fan of, of virtual medicine. Just
Fantastic, man.
you
That's
have
awesome.
it's the freedom. Your own freedom.